Joining us now, the great Newt Gingrich, former Speaker of the House, Fox News contributor, and the author of that very important phrase. Newt, I mean, he never mentioned it. Trump never mentioned that phrase, but he tore apart Harris and Biden, and he offered an important contrast. So he had his own optimistic, aspirational plan. So I'll ask you, did he take out big government socialism?
Well, I think he's created the choice. And as you know, Larry, that basically, if I'm choosing between free enterprise capitalism and big government socialism, Americans break about 59 to 16 in favor of free enterprise capitalism. I thought Trump laid out a very workable plan. I think bringing housing in was brilliant. It's the #1 concern of younger Americans because they right now don't see how they're going to be able to buy a house. He, I think, showed great strength. He has two great things going for him. One is he has a real plan, and the other is he has a real record. And the record says he can get the plan done. So if he's really offering to revitalize America, lower our energy costs, reestablish entrepreneurialism, and he had a very specific message for minorities in terms of setting up enterprise zones, maximizing the chance for people to have an incentive to go out and work and save and have a better life. I have to comment on one of the things that came up with your guest, Larry. Trump knows a lot because Trump knows a lot.
Yes, right.
Kamala doesn't know a lot because Kamala doesn't know a lot. I mean, it may sound silly, but the truth is he's done a lot in his life. He's made big decisions as a businessman. He made big decisions as a president for 4 straight years. She basically has floated through life with staff protecting her, and I think the difference in the two is just gigantic in terms of sheer capability.
You know, key point, Newt, you have seen him in the Oval cross-examine all of us. You've seen it. I mean, that's what he's so great. And he's not afraid of details for all the reasons you just gave. And she has none of that business experience. She doesn't have much experience at all. You know, Newt, I just thought that the speech, you know, stepping back from all of the details in the speech, and programmatically it was very strong, but it was aspirational. It was like a call for renewal, is the way I saw it. All right? And as somebody who was a product of the Reagan era, I think to some extent you are too, I mean, it had that kind of optimistic Reagan-esque feel to it. Let's rejuvenate. Let's renew. Here's how to do it. Well, we've done it before. Let's do it again.
Look, remember, his basic slogan, "Make America Great Again," is pretty darn aspirational.
Yes.
Because it means also having every American have a chance to be part of greatness. And I think he believes it. Again, this is a guy who's been an entrepreneur his whole life. He has done big things. He's had big dreams. He's worked his tail off. And he knows, because he did it once, that give him a shot. He knows a lot more now than he did when he left office in 2021. He's had 4 years to think it through, to contemplate on lessons learned, to listen to people like you and others, and I think to come up with a plan. I thought it was a very impressive speech, which does set the pattern for the future, and I think leaders around the world should be reading that speech because that's what they're going to be dealing with when he's president. He's a very straight guy about what he wants to get done. He tells you what he wants to get done. He goes out and gets it done. He tells you he got it done. Very different from the Kamala Harris kind of phoniness.
Well, just the last 20 seconds, you know, that speech was to a broader audience. You're 100% right, Newt. And as I said to Charlie Hurd or somebody, or I said to Mnuchin, he was already starting to negotiate. He was already starting international negotiations in that very speech. Anyway, the great Newt Gingrich, Speaker of the House, dear friend, big government socialist enemy. Newt, thank you, sir. Appreciate it very much, folks.